Hello everyone and welcome back to Dubai Desert Driving Etiquettes and Techniques. My name is Rahim Dad and today I am taking you on a journey which is thanks to Thomas who arranged it on a very short notice and especially to Richard who agreed to lead this drive today. So let's go. As you can see, I'm on my way and it's still dark around. So, going to the meeting point. Stay tuned.
They will set themselves up, and as I said, that's the reason we're actually here, because I was going to run a newbie today for some guests and mentioned it to Thomas, and Thomas said that there's a whole bunch of people who he knows who all strangely have identical cars who would like to go out. So thank you very much. Quick introductions from you, please. Can you tell me who you are, and just so that I know how many drives you've done?
I'm Karthik, zero drive with this kind of crew. Only hobby drive I used to do.
Thank you.
Thomas here. I've run 124 drive. Suhas, from Abu Dhabi, I drove 4.
4.
Yeah. Tom, I've done about 35 plus drive.
Ali, professional off-road recovery person. Off-roading since 2005.
I'm Ashok. I stopped counting after 200 drives.
That's a good one.
Hi, I'm Srinath. I have a manual extra. I drove around 35 drives.
Good. Who else? Are you driving with us, or are you just deflating?
No, I just came now, so I was...
Yeah, please introduce after the briefing.
Yeah.
So, and who are you?
Myself, Shiraz. I had few drives only.
Few drives only. Excellent. Well, that's good, because we're going to do an absolute newbie for the guy who seems to be back at his car doing some deflating. So we'll wait for him to come back, because a lot of what I'm about to say is probably most important for him.
Zero? No, I've driven once before. But not in my car, someone else's car. I do motocross, so dunes will be fine for me, but setting up the car first time, learning from everyone, even the basics.
Good. I'm Richard. Thank you very much. So I was going to ask you what car you've got so everyone can identify you, but that's going to be pretty pointless considering we might go by colour. What we do have today is we're very fortunate. We've got some extremely experienced drivers with us who are going to be helping on the convoy. So Thomas is there, you know. Thomas is going to be what we call second lead. We have Rahim Dad, who's over there, who invented off-roading, more or less. He will be centre forward. He's going to be in more or less the centre of the group, along with Ashok, who, as you heard, lost count at 200 drives. And then at the back will be Marianne, who will be the sweep. Now, the reason I mention that is because what we do is we always intersperse with a new group as many experienced drivers as possible. That's for a couple of reasons. Number one, what it means is that if you're relatively close to that driver, you're going to have a very good line to follow. So Thomas will follow me. The job of Thomas is to make sure that if, for some reason, where I'm driving, the terrain isn't quite as I thought it was going to be, I can ask Thomas to reroute and take everyone a slightly different way. When you're close to either Ashok or Ahimdad, follow their line. They're experienced drivers, they know which way to go. If you go off that line, then you might end up getting yourself into trouble, which we don't necessarily want, but I'll come back to that. Because the truth is, I do want you all to get into trouble, and I want you to get into as much trouble as you possibly can. Driving in the sand is pretty easy. You press the pedal and go. Thank you very much. There's a bit of sand, it's different, you slip around. The bit where you really learn stuff is when it goes wrong. The bit where you learn much, much more than anything else is actually when you have to learn how to recover, how to self-recover, how to deal with something that is unexpected, because you've all got driving licenses, I presume, and you drive on the road. All we're doing here is taking some of those skills from the road and bringing them into the sand, but you learn a lot more in those moments where you get stuck than where you're driving along happily, yeehaw, wonderful, I'm the best in the world. That's not what this is about. Today is about safety and hopefully passing on some information to you about the best way to navigate and negotiate through the sand in the safest possible way. So please, 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 get stuck and don't worry about getting stuck. I encourage it, and if not enough people are getting stuck, then I will get stuck to teach lessons to you. Or alternatively, I will change the route so that you get that learning, because I cannot stress enough how beneficial it is to you as a driver to get stuck, understand how to get out of that stuck, and then understand the ways in which you are supposed to be dealing with that when you're driving. It will also help you to understand why you got stuck and perhaps how to avoid that happening again. Is that clear? Okay, for those of you that, again, this is relatively new, we have a couple of very, very simple rules in driving in the desert. Anyone know what this? Thank you. Anyone who's driven with me before will understand that one of the key things that we talk about is don't fight this. You can't. We are all stuck on the ground here because of gravity. Unless any of you is able to levitate yourself above the ground now, you cannot fight it. And I don't care what car you've got, whether it's an 8.5 litre American Beast, you can't beat gravity. So do not fight against it. If things are not going right as you're going up, go down. And you're going to hear a lot from me and from the other people who might be around as the seniors on this all the time. You are probably going to hear things like steer down, steer down, steer down, steer down, until it is imprinted in your brain. Because when you don't steer down and steer up, that's when your beautiful blue, yellow, white or black Xterra ends up turning on its head. And none of us want that, because what we want to do today is have a nice drive where we can all come in the desert, see some beautiful scenery, drive through some dunes, and then go home for lunch with our family and friends without thinking, my next stop is Ajman to get my car repaired. Okay? Now, I advise certainly people who are at the start of their career in off-roading. Who said he's got a manual? You. Ignore the next 20 seconds. You're all driving automatics. Okay, there are a number of letters on your automatic gearbox, yes? Anybody know what D is for?
Drive.
No, D is for desert. D is for desert. When you're just starting in off-roading, your car is cleverer than you. And I can guarantee you, because my car is a little bit bigger, it's a little bit heavier, that if I can drive indeed the whole of this drive today, so can you. When you start trying to play with shifting the gears, when you start thinking about that, you're not thinking about driving, you're not thinking about following in the sand. And also it teaches your car. The car has an ECU, it's going to get used to the idea that it's got to change up and down, because you may get to 3,000, 4,000 revs today, which you don't normally get. I don't know, maybe you're all driving along Sheikh Zayed High Road at 180 kilometers an hour. But in principle, your car is cleverer than you and it understands what to do. That's why D is for desert. Keep the car in D, because then what you can focus on is what you're doing with your hands, where you're looking, the distance you're keeping from the cars in front of you, and understanding what the feel is of driving in the desert. Okay? We're not going extreme today, because some of you are pretty new. We'll be trying to go up and over the dunes rather than crisscrossing and lots of ridge riding. I will have to curb my own enthusiasm and try not to do that. And we are next to probably one of the most technical parts of the dunes that you can find in Dubai. Now, depending on how adventurous we're feeling, we may go deep into the technical and then we'll see you all next Tuesday. Or we'll try and drive around them or through them in the most efficient way so you at least get the feel for it. The plan is that we're going to take ourselves through those dunes into some nice sweepy dunes, some of which have got quite nice elevation on the dunes so that you can get the feeling of taking your car up to the top of a dune and then down again. And eventually we're going to make our way, depending on the time, depending on what happens with the convoy, back over in the direction of Last Exit, or possibly just on the corner of the what I call the Hamari Road. Okay? Here are our other guests. Nice, they've all arrived. They can sort themselves out. Glad to see my car is performing particularly well today.
All three of them.
You sold it?
No, as I said, the whole reason of being here today is that I wanted to let some friends of mine come to the desert and teach one of them how to drive. So he gets to drive a decent car and I have to drive this lousy Nissan. Okay, so don't fight gravity. Convoy rules. You may have noticed that in the instructions that were sent out, there were some relatively strict instructions. Okay, I will make no bones about it. Follow the rules, or we will find the soonest exit possible that there is on the drive, and we will wave you goodbye. Okay? I make no bones about that. If someone thinks they know how to lead better than me who's on this drive, you are welcome to go and lead a drive by yourself. Because it's about safety. And if you believe that, oh, I'm going to go up on the side of this dune just for fun because it looks nice, no problem whatsoever. Just please don't do it on this convoy. Because what happens is 99% of the time when we have problems like people driving off and then they get stuck, or someone behind them gets stuck and then it takes 2 hours to get them out, is because they thought, that'll be fun. You're going to learn the skills today to be able to do that by yourselves in the future. But today's not about that. We have an absolute newbie there, we have a relative newbie there, and some of you have driven 3, 4, 5 drives. Those of you that have driven more, enjoy the scenery. Enjoy the relaxation of just thinking, hey, I'm in complete control. This is nice. This is fun. And you're going to help the other people who get stuck. Sorry, Rahim, did you wanted to say something?
No, I'm just the last drive which Freddie was leading. I was the example of the bad boy, right? Somebody following me got stuck in a ditch. So
only took an hour.
Personal experience. Today I'll try to behave.
So the other things about being in a convoy, you've all got convoy numbers.
Yes.
Now, please stick to those numbers. We'll line up in there. If during the convoy we see that someone's struggling more or less and needs to be moved, we'll do that. But in principle, keep to the convoy number. The reason why is because then you know who's in front of you and who's behind you. Make sure you can always see the person in front of you and the person behind. If for some reason you don't see the person in front of you, call out, say, I can't see them. If you can't see them behind, then stop. Even if we have to stop to help somebody with a stuck situation, please don't just drive on and think, they'll be fine. There's a centre forward somewhere nearby who can help them. We are here as a group, and the intention is that we leave as a group. All together, safely get back home. Okay? Keep yourself between 5 and 10 cars distance from the car in front, and make sure that the one behind you can see. Okay? Follow the instructions on the radio. The radio is not for me to hear Bhangra the whole way through the drive. Strange, though some people might think that. This is our communication tool. So what is going to happen is from time to time, hello Liz, how nice to meet you.
Good morning.
This is the communication tool. I will be giving communication as regularly as I think is necessary. And what then will happen is hopefully during the rest of the convoy, everybody else will be able to pass that on. So if I say that there is a steep descent, just in case people haven't heard that 1, 2, 3, 7 cars behind, just make sure that you tell them it's a steep descent, because otherwise all these beautiful skid plates are going to end up getting dirty or something might happen. Okay?
Oh, worse.
And also, if there is a situation where somebody is stuck and somebody is being recovered, be quiet. Listen until they tell you it's clear, because we're going to use the radio to help people, and that means that the instructions will come over the radio. If you are getting on the radio and telling us your life story whilst that's happening, it's not necessarily helpful for the person who's being recovered. Okay? So please use the radio, but use it in an appropriate way.
If there's a steep dune going up, so yeah, 5-10 cars distance, but then if going over a steep dune, stay back a bit, let the car clear the dune, and then the next car can go through.
Just to introduce, just Jack is here.
Hi, Jack.
Jack, Caitlin, Liz, and Sean. Everybody after me say thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
They're the reason you're here today.
Thank you. Biggest thanks from me.
Thank you.
Right, so in a situation where you get stuck, okay? If your car stops moving in the way that you think it should possibly be moving, again, most of you are relative beginners, please don't try to get yourself unstuck by yourselves. Wait. Be patient, be relaxed, be calm, be calmer, just chill. What will happen is one of the more experienced drivers, Rahim Dad, Ashok, where's Ashok? There's Ashok. Or Marianne, who you'll see in a second after she does all the hard work of getting the cars ready over there. They will come to you, okay? They will come to you and they will guide you.
Ali can also.
Ali is not staying.
Ali hasn't slept all night.
Oh. Taj bhai, you want to go home?
I just came to meet you guys, to see new faces, old friends, and I'm leaving.
So, Rahim Dad,
Yes,
Ashok,
sure.
Marianne will help you if, as, and when you get stuck.
Absolutely.
Listen to what they say.
Yeah.
We're going to do a quick experiment. Can everybody please put their left hand up? Good. That's your left. So when someone says steer left, this hand. When someone says steer right, this hand. Right? Up is that way and down is that way. Okay? You think I'm joking?
No.
It's true.
when you're nervous, so just keep your wits about you. When you're nervous, we say left, you go right. It happens.
All the time.
So, keeping your nerves, keeping cool, keeping calm, listening to instructions. Take a minute to think which is your left, which is your right. If you're confused, get your left correct before you do it.
But be calm.
Yeah, be calm all the time.
I will go back to the issue of getting stuck. Getting stuck is good. Getting stuck is where you learn stuff. Getting stuck and then understanding how to get unstuck is really the most important thing that you can possibly gain from being here today. Because if you know how to get yourself out of a situation you've got yourself into, or because I'm a lousy lead and took you the wrong way, I got you into, that's where you're going to get the real learnings. That's where you're going to understand the skills that you need. And, we'll teach you very many different ways of getting unstuck. Our preference is that you can get yourself unstuck under guidance. Okay? And I go through 5 different ways of getting yourself out of a stuck situation. Drive, dig, rope, winch, helicopter.
Don't you need a Bronco for a helicopter?
We don't have either a winch or a helicopter with us today. So, oh, you've got a winch.
Yeah.
Excellent. So we have a winch. Excellent. We'll see if we can sort out the helicopter. But drive, dig, rope, winch, helicopter. The idea is that you should be able to drive yourself out of just about everything, and with patience. And that might mean that you, who is not being recovered, is sitting there in the car waiting patiently while someone else is being recovered. But that's where they're learning. If it's a particularly interesting stuck, then what we might do is ask you to come around. So if someone, unlikely because you're all driving probably on, you know, super wonderful tires, if there's a pop out, then we'll say come around and have a look and see how you repair a pop out. If someone's going to be tugged out, it might be that we ask you to come round. But the idea of asking you to come round is not that you all pile your cars into this place. There is something in your car called a door handle.
I'm sorry, Richard.
Use it and then make the best of these and walk over.
Take bus number 11.
Yeah. When we say come and have a look, that doesn't mean everybody drives their car up and goes out of convoy. What it means is this is interesting. This is something that you could learn from. So come and watch, not pile all your cars in here so we can get 15 cars into this bowl and then spend the rest of the week trying to get them out. Yeah? But we will invite you if there's a situation which is interesting, which you can learn from to do that. Okay? And that's why we say keep the discipline. That's why we're saying stay where you are, because once that happens, we'll be much smoother. The intention is that we have a nice, peaceful, easy drive. But, you know, the last time I said that in Lisali, we got home at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So who knows? These things happen. What have I forgotten?
Environment, little bit on the environment.
Environment.
Yeah.
I've forgotten
So-
what else. And what else have I forgotten? We'll go through them in a second. Flagpoles. Yeah, that's one thing. Yes. Here's Marianne, your sweep today.
Hi, Marianne.
Of all the people on the drive, by the way, the one person who might have more flexibility of not keeping to exactly the same line, it's the sweep. Because the sweep might want to go and see something that's happening or take a slightly different route round the back because they can see it's problematic. So the sweep is the one person who has a bit more flexibility in where they are positioned. The good news about that is you can't see them because they're sweeping and they're behind you. If by some mistake you end up behind the sweep, you're in the wrong place. Okay, environment, what did you want to add? And then what did Thomas, what did you want to add?
Just explain the difference between refusal and stuck.
Yes.
The difference between refusal and stuck. See, refusal is a time when you did not have enough power to climb or get out of a situation. Stuck is a time when you cannot go forward, reverse, anywhere. So please, when you are in a refusal, announce you have a refusal and you want to try again. If you have a stuck, announce I'm stuck, so that the support team can come and help you.
The only thing I would add on that is that there's 12 people here, and if you suddenly get on the radio and say, I'm stuck, I have not a clue who that might be, and neither do the other seniors. So if you're going to say you're stuck, then tell us which car it is. Yeah, white Xterra.
Silver Xterra, black Xterra.
But try and help us. Convoy number, what color Xterra? If you have a blue one or a yellow one, that will help. Ashok.
I think there's also, just before refusal and stuck, there will be situation where we have to reattempt. And if, I don't know whether we'll be having some of the sidees happening today, and we are not going to climb the ridge or anything like that. But I think if there is a situation where you are not able to actually drive behind the front car and all that, and you have to take another round, so please tell us that what's your convoy number, your name or car, and you're going to reattempt. In that case, we normally all stop. I mean, there's no reason for you to overtake the car which is reattempting. So just keep that in mind and then follow instructions. Thank you.
Ryan, you anything you want to add?
In simple words, if you are number 5, always you have to be number 5.
Yeah.
I just have one point.
I'm number 5.
Me number 5, you are 6.
Guys, trust your marshal, trust your leaders, trust whoever is old in off-roading. When they tell you something, please listen to them because they know what they are doing. What you're doing for the first time, others have done it hundreds of times. This is for the newbies, for the less than 5 drives. You have to trust them. That's all what I have to say. As a sweeper, I have seen a lot. So,
Yeah, I mean, I agree. See, the hair loss is because we pull our hair every time, guys don't listen or don't act appropriately. So the hair loss is there for the environment. So this environment is a very fragile environment. And we need to be very careful. So tread lightly is one of the things you should be going through. It's very interesting read. There are short reads, there are long reads, up to you what you like. But basically what it talks about is Richard is the lead. If he is creating a track for you, try to stay as much as possible on that track. Don't create your own tracks. This for 2 reasons. One, you're saving the environment, which is most important. 2, he's creating a track because he knows on that track our 15 cars can go through. If you miss that track even by half an inch or an inch, you might just slide into some sort of a danger. So try to keep on the tracks that are left there. Plus, don't throw garbage out of the car. Keep it in your car. When we come out, we can throw it in garbage cans outside. The animals, they are not as brainy as humans. They feed on the garbage that we throw. Correct. Paper is okay. Paper is okay. That's what I saw, and that's where it triggered me that I should talk about it, because I have seen camels ingesting plastic and dying for that. I have seen it personally, and you can't do anything about it because these are big, strong animals and kicking around if they're in pain. You can't go close to them till it's too late. So save the environment. This just I'm talking about camels, but there are other beings in this desert that are not as brilliant as us. So
Cool.
That's not what we have to do. We have to carry our...
Right. Radio channel
yes.
444400.
Hi guys, and you're joining us in the middle of the drive. Beautiful weather, nice and cool. And look at this convoy, it's just amazing. Love these dunes. Love these dunes.
Richard, I think we have to stop the car and get out of it.
And now we are into some technical dunes. These are small technical dunes, but just in short distance you can see some nice, long, scrumptious dunes. ये एक्चुअल रूट होना चाहिए था इन लोगों ने. So you, in these kind of dunes, you have to be very much on the spot. You cannot be a little left or little right, otherwise these are very unforgiving dunes. Yeah. But this has a flavor of its own. And once you've been through this, you know that if you've been through this, you can go through anything. Look at these beautiful dunes. Small, but yet give you enough area to just about play on them. So you have to be very tight on the lines. And back to action and more dunes to conquer. Oh, look at
Let
that.
me know when everyone's through that little
Amazing.
area, that's great. Yeah, copy that.
Sorry.
Yeah, have to use a little bit of gas to get through the next bit. You're up at the top of a ridge and it's quite soft.
Oh, wow.
Blue, you'll have to push.
What a
You need
view.
more momentum.
Wow, what a view. Taj bhai, after how long you're making it for a drive through the wilderness?
I think it's almost a decade.
Wow. Decade away from the sands.
Oh yes, it was
How does it feel to be back?
amazing. Like back home.
Yeah. You're a fellow desertarian.
Vegetarian, yes. That's what I invented. I don't know if it's an English word.
Let's make it happen, yeah. I like it.
It could be used as a signature word.
Yeah, why not? You can trademark it.
Yes.
Desertarian is my word.
Everybody's gone through. Copy that. Thank you very much.
तो आपने as this drive continues, it just gets more and more amazing.
Thank you.
उनको मैं पीछा करेगा अंदर ही घुस जाएगा. हाँ, वो it's all about control, right?
Ah, exactly.
Speed is not. It's just the right amount of speed. Momentum is the right amount of speed at the right time. You momentum doesn't mean you race through things.
Exactly.
Just the right amount of speed at the right time, right steering. You stay in control as much as you can, and you make the car talk. I think this is amazing drive. It's just got something for everybody.
Exactly.
It's keeping everybody engaged through and through.
It's a full bladder.
Ah, yeah. The right time to do some side sloping.
Oh, yes.
Well, very little side sloping, but some kind of side sloping at least. Ooh! And we're on! We're on! We're on! We're on! Ooh, smooth! Butter! 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 I'm going down! Oh, this is amazing. Oi, 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 oi! Oh! Oh! Yeah. This is so much fun! Woo!
Blue, be careful, be careful.
Woohoo!
Fish tailing.
Yeah. Oh, we use fish tailing too much actually. Right behind me, I was like, whoa! Oh man.
You know, try to take a higher line. Line means go more towards the ridge. And if you go in an arc way, you won't have any problem about fishtailing so much.
I agree with that. The higher you go, higher you ride on the ridge, the harder the sand is on top. The less chances of you sliding and more space for you, even if you are sliding, to regain that control.
Basically, to stay away from the loose sand.
Correct. This is good advice. I'm glad we all agree on that.
Yes, thank you.
Oh, amazing, amazing. What a drive. A little bit more. Here we go. Oh, this time we go the other way around. Balance barabar. Sliding to the right. And now we're sliding to the left. Ooh, yeah, baby. Woohoo! Oh, amazing. And all right, here we go. Little bit of these, and you slide onto the track, and then you try a little bit of this. And you go on the top, and it's bumpy top, toing, 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 oi, 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 oh, oh, okay, oh. Okay, nice. Were you able to catch the gazelles on the left when I showed you?
Oh, yes.
Yeah?
2 of them.
Yeah, 2 of them running away from us as they normally would.
Probably they sensed us coming, so they went the other way around.
They can hear there, yeah, they have quite high senses. And that's why, like, because they're not the highest in the desert in terms of
Just be careful as you drive through that you don't go off the line or you might hit.
the eating orders.
Yeah.
So they are one that they are fast.
Yes.
And what I learned from the best of my friends is never follow a gazelle, because they know the desert better than you. And they're gonna take you to a pocket and leave you there to die.
Very well done.
Achha.
Thanks, doctor.
Yeah, that's right.
They will lead you to a pocket. They will jump over it. They have very strong hind legs.
Yes.
They can jump really high, and so they can jump across a pocket where you as a car will definitely be stuck into that pocket. Not just a bowl, a pocket. A tight one to come out of. Oh. Yeah, Alhamdulillah, जब भी चाहिए होता है तो power torque is everything is there in this car, and I got a good deal on it, so it fall within my budget. And actually, he was asking for 12,000, which is, I think, a fair value for the car, between 11, 12. Now, even with the weather on, it would be more expensive now.
By 11. So we are going to drive down onto the Sabka towards an exit now. There may be some of you that want to continue, and if there is a lead available, happy to do that. Happy to hand over to them.
But my budget was like around
A lot of wonderful tunes on the way between
8.
here and last exit. But for those people who planned on the basis that it was going to be an 11 o'clock finish, I like to try and keep my promises. Thank you, Richard, because I also have to leave.
Me too.
Thank you so much, Richard.
So, getting it for 8,000 was a blessing for me.
For giving me your facility. Thomas here, looking forward for more drives whenever you can. The only thing I'm worried about at the moment, I can only see 3 cars behind me, so where is the one behind the white Xterra?
We are just about to appear out of nowhere. And this is the 2-wheel mode. This is your Rocky mode. Buggy.
And at this point as well, drivers have a choice. If you turn right here on the path that we're arriving at, you will eventually get onto the Al-Ain Dubai Road. If you turn left, as I intend to, then you will be driving back in the direction of Al Qudra. So please let's make decisions about who's following who, or if you're all coming in the direction of Al Qudra, or if someone else wishes to lead for a little bit longer. I will wait on the road so decisions can be made.
This is Rahim Dad. I will come behind you to Qudra.
Same here, Richard. Thomas here.
So I hope you guys enjoyed it. It was a memorable drive for me. Thanks to Richard for posting the drive. Thanks to Thomas for making sure this drive happened. You guys are just brilliant. Everybody who joined in, Taj Bhai who joined me, and he was the one recording the portion where Richard was giving the briefing. He was with me in the car, and I was chewing off his brains because he has so much more experience than me, and it's good. It feels good to discuss, matters which are off-road related. I just chewed his brains, and at the end of the drive, he was like, he loved it. He absolutely loved it. He did not mind me gnawing off his brains about off-roading. We had a wonderful time. I am trying, along with Thomas, to put in one more drive for the 2nd of December, which should be a National Day holiday for all. You guys can join in, just given your name, car model, and your drive level. So if you've driven 1 to 5 drives, you're still a newbie. Above 5, maybe up to 20, 25 drives, you would be a FUB, and above 25 drives or 30 drives, you would be an advanced or an intermediate. So do let me know these details. Let me arrange a drive, hopefully within today or tomorrow. I'm going to announce it, but start leaving your names in the comments below. If you would like to join, name, mobile number, car type, and your level of driving. I will try to post similar drive to what we had. It was a wonderful experience, and I want more and more people to enjoy such things. If this is the content you like, please do not forget to like, share, subscribe to my channel for more such content. So until next time, this is Rahim Dad signing off.